the book launch of one of the most quintessential gentlemen have come to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to first of all congratulate every one of us for coming out very early. Now, the spirit of the new Nigeria, could you please give yourselves a round of applause for being able to make it early? We are still going to clap one more time. This time it will be to the highest man that you can ever dream of. Incidentally, because of how delicate our brains may be, God designed a protective measure called SCORE to protect it. Because of how very important our heart is to all of us, God also designed a protective measure called the rib cage to protect it. Because of how delicate the spinal cord is to all of us, God also designed a vertebral structure to protect it. The only thing that God did not protect would be your mind, because God wanted every one of us to have the liberty to think, to choose what is right for us. And God has also told us, choose life or choose death. But because you have your mind, you have the liberty to choose whatever you want to choose. As for me, I've also used my own mind to choose this very fact, that God has been good to me. He's kept me from January to another February. And if you ask me, I want to take this very part. Like, clap for him because he has been good to me. If there's any other person who has also made that choice, please, you are at liberty to also give him that hand clap. You know, it's amazing that the clap is too scanty for Yahweh. You know, you can do better than that. But if God has not done anything for you, don't clap, you know. But there are some of us, you know, God has been good to us. So allow us to clap, no matter the denomination, no matter where you come from. This is the only country where if you don't speak another man's language, you are considered to be an illiterate. If you don't speak English too well, they say you are an illiterate. But if you can speak Yoruba very well and not being able to speak English, that means you are not a very good person in this country. I said this to say, for every professor that is in the house, I welcome you specially. But there's something about professors that I really don't enjoy. Every professor you know, just simple communication, they must prove to you that they have gone to a level of school that you didn't go. A little how are you would have solved the problem, but they will go another way, just to make you know that they read and they've been to some 4 walls of education or something like that. A man wanted to buy corn, roasted corn, as simple as corn. Couldn't you have just said, please, how much is your corn? But the professor, you know, wanted to prove a point, that I have been to some places in this earth that you haven't, and I know what you don't know. Went to meet a girl selling a mushi that he wanted to eat corn. Instead of it to say, how much is your corn? He went the way of the professorship. And he said that, can I have some cremated monocotyledon? The girl now said, Koti? Koti. If you want to eat, this is what I said, sir. So for professors that are here, I'm sure when they come to speak this morning, you will surely attest to the fact that these people have gone somewhere. So ladies and gentlemen, this is just to put a little smile on your faces, even though I know some of you did not, but it's fine. We are all going through the same thing in this country. We will go out of it. Hello? So don't make it look as if the president is only my president. It's president for everybody. Hello? But don't worry. The cup is half full. We are coming out. And I also understand that policemen are here. I want to welcome you especially. These the most intelligent people in Africa. Policemen. Believe me. You know, scripture says on the day of the rapture, 2 will be walking, 1 will be taken. That's why I don't work with pastors, because they might go before me. But I've decided to stay close to police or NEPA, you know. No one I will go when I no go. Hello. So, Police, you welcome the most intelligent people in our country. I say that because let me just show this moment of respect. Since I'm not the MC, the MC is here. We shall go through the list of protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are seated by a policeman, clap for him. Forget the uniform, because you may not know if you are seated close to an IG or a deputy IG. Just clap. Okay, if you be police, just answer so that we can clap for you. Very intelligent people. Our police don't need any form of gadget to ascertain who you are. They can look at you and prophesy. And that will be the truth. Unlike, I've been to other countries of the world. I've been to, sir, good to see you again, sir. Good to see you. Mother, you're welcome. I've been to other countries. I discovered that the police need gadgets. They will use all kinds of equipment to be able to ascertain if you are a criminal or not, or check their computers and all those things. But our police don't need that. Naturally, they have that instinct. They can look at you and know where you're going, where you're coming from. Your next move, they can tell you. If you think I'm like, ask the policeman that is next to you, they will tell you. Because our police can just see you with a backpack and say, oh boy, come, where you they go? He say, I they go buy something. What did they your bag? Say nothing. Nothing? That be say you be thief now. For you to carry empty bag, that be say you get plan to thief something inside. Police like joke I do just in case. I know what you're saying, accidental discharge and misfire. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we truly like to apologize for starting a little bit behind schedule. Any moment from now, we'll kickstart, and we're just waiting for the author to come in, and then we'll be able to enjoy the rest of the event. I promise you it's not going to be more than 2 hours, 30 minutes, because we understand we have some other job to do today, and so we'll do our best to go through it as possible. For now, let me call on the DJ to give us soft music that can promote friendship. Some of you are here with your complimentary card. This is the moment you can share them. If you are single here, you can go around and share, And I know I'll be midst of insurance people. You always like to give complimentary card, which is good. So please feel free. May I invite the DJ this time to give us something very soft. Thank you very much. I'll be right back. God bless you.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us. You and I. We look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. We gotta go for all we know. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building them castles in the sky, just the two of us. You and I. I hear the crystal raindrops fall on the window down the hall, and it becomes the morning dew. And darling, when the morning comes and I see the morning sun, I want to be the one with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us, building big castles way on high. Just the two of us, you and I. Just the two of us, let's get it together, baby. Just the two of us.
Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, would like for all of us to be seated at this point for the commencement of this event officially. We like to start by committing this event into the hands of the Almighty. And to do this correctly, permit me to welcome to the microphone Pastor Segun Omotosho. Please give him a round of applause. If you clap louder, heaven will respond faster.
Good morning. Good morning. Can we please rise to our feet as we pray? Can we just thank the God who gives knowledge and wisdom? The Bible declares in Daniel chapter 1, verse 17, that he's the one who gave 4 Hebrew boys wisdom and understanding and knowledge and skill. Can we just thank him in our own words and say, Father, we thank you. This is a celebration of knowledge. Can we just thank God and say, Father, we thank you for the knowledge that you've given, the skill, the wisdom, the understanding that you have bequeathed unto everyone here gathered this morning. We celebrate you. We give you thanks. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Father, we want to thank you. It's such a joy to be in your presence. You are the one that gives knowledge. You are the one that gives skills. And you are the one that translates this into learning and wisdom. We pray, Almighty and everlasting King, that even as we are gathered here on this learning platform, we pray that you will do great and mighty exploits in our midst in the name of Jesus. We commit everything that we're going to do here into your hands, and we ask that your Holy Spirit will take preeminence in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. And we pray, my Father, my God, that even by reason of our gathering today, the knowledge that will turn around our nation, the knowledge that will bring prosperity even to organizations, the knowledge that will distinguish a life, let it be imputed unto us in the name of Jesus Christ. And so, Father, we ask that you please take over. Thank you for all that you've done in the past. Thank you for greater things you are going to do today. Thank you for an even greater tomorrow. Please take all the glory and accept our thanksgiving. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Let somebody shout hallelujah.
You miss another part to clap for Pastor Segun Omotosho. Thank you so very much, Pastor. And then to go through the role of protocol, Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to welcome to the microphone my co-MC of the day, one of the loudest voice and very bold man you can find anywhere in Africa. I call him the Dino Milaye of Arise TV. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Rufai Husseini. Give him a round of applause.
Now, wow. So today they call me Dino Milaye. The only difference is I not get money like Dino, and I not get big cars. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. In fact, I'll say please put your hands together for yourselves. Thank you so much. That we have such a turnout at a gathering for intellectual pursuit like this. It shows that something is shifting in the intellectual space in Nigeria. And congratulations to my brother. You know, I'm here because my brother wrote this book, Dr. Austin Ebose. God bless you and your lovely wife, Madam Naomi Ebose. Thank you so much, both of you. I really appreciate all of you. And the Anchor Insurance family, who are we? Who are we? Anchor Leads and others. Okay, oh, the other insurance company here, but you know, camaraderie. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jam our hands together as welcome Mrs. Bola Olusegun Obasanjo, representing her husband, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR. A big round of applause for our mommy. Mama, oh, mama, oh, mama, oh. Oluwada mama si funwa. Mama, oh, mama, oh, mama, oh. No. Thank you. No, mommy, I'm not calling you on stage, oh. I'm just acknowledging you, man. Clap for her. My mommy is an actual mommy. Oh, you see, I want to also introduce somebody that is older than all of us here. In fact, his age now is a current prayer point for all of us. The last time I saw him, I said, see, what are you using, sir? At age 91, going to age 92, you have seen it all, consult to the Queen, done everything with the, you know, Secretary General of Commonwealth. Spectacular speaker. You know, everybody growing up, everybody wanted to be like an Emeka Anyaoku. You wanted to speak like an Emeka Anyaoku. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the ageless Emeka Anyaoku that is still kicking. Baba o, baba o, baba o. Oluwada baba si fuwa. Oh, God bless you, sir. The sage of Obosi himself. Sir, you will continue. You see, I'm already learning dance step for your 100th birthday. Honestly. And we're going to do it. Say amen. Amen. It's prophetic. Ladies and gentlemen, you see, I went to meet him again on the high table. I said, what are you people using? Yeah, somebody will be sweet 16 and he's at 84 and he's looking great. And this man broke record, though, as one of the first pharmacists to become Minister of Health in this country. And he has not relented. He's dapper. He's fine. You know, there's a new word they use. I say demure. He's demure. Ladies and gentlemen, Prince Julius Adelusi-Adeluyi, Chairman Julie Pharmacy. A big round of applause for him. Wow. He looks great. Oh, my goodness. And you see, also, he's got the gift of speaking. He speaks so excellently well. God. When I grow up, I would like to be like this great patriot, too. Thank you all so much. And real quickly, we are also going to be appreciating Mr. Eddie Efeka, the Group Chairman, Consolidated Hallmark Insurance. Up, Consolidated! Also, we are going to be appreciating Mr. Tokwe Smart, Chairman, NEM Insurance. Big round of applause. Bless you, sir. Mr. Babatunde Fajamirokun, MD ICO Insurance. Big round of applause for him. A lot of insurance titan here. Mr. Daniel Bray, MD Linkage Assurance PLC. Big round of applause. Professor Ademola Bayo, VC, Babcock University. Big round of applause. And Mr. Sami Demelde, MD CEO, SBG Insurance Brokers. Big round of applause for him. Mr. Alfred Dalda, MD CEO, Bob Soul Insurance Brokers. Big round of applause. Mr. Fidelis Ogier, former MD CEO, First Bank Insurance Brokers. Big round of applause. High Chief Chris Wenegeme. Big round of applause for High Chief Chris Wenegeme. And Mr. Imo Abasi Jacob, Chairman, EBOM Airline. Big round of applause for him. Oh, goodness me. Also, let's say a big round of applause to the Akwa Ibom State Government and all the great work they do. You know, one time I went to Akwa Ibom and I had this lovely Edikaiko in Uyong, and the truth is, it felt like our brother Emeka doing an altar call. I was in heaven. Such a lovely one. Mrs. Yetunde Lori, DG Nigerian Insurance Association, big round of applause. Professor Paul Udoff, member, Board of Directors, Anchor Insurance Company Limited, big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm still recognizing more people, but how will I go without recognizing? Hey, Odudu, Bariba, Mr. Charles Oputa, Charlie Ball. Is right there seated on the back. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. And you see the Yorubas have a saying, what it means is the last masquerade that died. Hey, goodness me. How will I not recognize my God at the top, my Ruby, as the presidents call him? Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. Ruben Abati of Arise TV. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. We'll allow the comedy Berlusconi to come up here, and there's a lot we'll be doing today. Thank you so much. Make yourself welcome. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give Rufai another hand clap. That was a fantastic one. All right, without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to call on the chairman, the book Launch Planning Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Joseph Edgar. Give him a round of applause, please. Just ignore the haircut and give him another round of applause. Before you begin to think that people with this kind of haircut, they have a particular way of smoking. No, this one is a gentleman. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you. All protocols observed. I'm basically a very shy person, so I'm not very good at I'm not very good at this thing, so you would permit me. When Austin approached me to help organize this event, he said he had written a book, and I was wondering what kind of a book an insurance man would write. As I speak, Austin is looking at me with fear. What is this guy want to talk here now? But we had gone with him for his graduation at the famous Babcock University, where I suspect he must have passed with flying colors, because they gave him a big hall to do his reception party. So when I saw the book, I was very much impressed that Austin had this kind of sense to write this kind of book. I must confess, I have not read the book, but I saw the cover and I liked it. I also saw the size of the book and I liked it. And then somebody told me that that book would make a lot of sense. But very seriously, he said he wanted a particular governor to be the chairman of this event. And I said to him, no, I think we should use this opportunity to, one, elevate this thing to a state event, but two, very, very importantly, showcase to the people the kinds of leaders that we once had in this country. Sorry, I beg, when someone going to take me pictures as I talk, I beg. Every opportunity we have as Nigerians, we must use that opportunity to show the rest of us the kinds of leaders that we've had in the recent past. Leaders who work with integrity, leaders who are very passionate about the people, leaders who are selfless, leaders who have contributed very significantly to our growth. And when I saw the title of the book, Entrepreneurship and Leadership and something, it became very clear the kinds of people that we wanted in the hall today. So I said to him, we would invite Chief Olusegun Obasanjo for very obvious reasons. And Austin opened his mouth, ha! I said, we'll go down, don't worry. We will invite Chief Emeka Anyaoku. Also opened his mouth twice, ha ha. I said, we go down. We will invite Prince Julius Adelusi-Adeluyi. Also opened his mouth, ha 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 ha. And then lastly, we invite General Nwachukwu. Now, so this is me giving myself a more arduous task. That's rather than bring one governor, I'm bringing 4 major people, and you know what that means in this country of today, schedules, logistics, and all of that. But it was something that I felt very strongly that we needed to use this Austin's platform to do. So that when people come to see the book, when they read the book, and they look at the kinds of leaders who are going to reveal the book, something will click. So going to see Chief Obasanjo was the most exciting for me because we went there 4 times, and each time we went, Austin would buy me food. So I started looking forward to going to Abeokuta. It's me that even called Vital. Vital is Emeka to come this week because I know that Austin will buy me food. Chief Emeka Anyaoku's zone was the most boring because Chief Emeka Anyaoku lives in Ikoyi, Austin lives in Ikoyi. So we strolled to Chief Emeka's house, and he offered us tea. It was very boring. But Obasanjo's zone was very interesting because we go and eat Amala somewhere. And then General Nwachukwu zone was also as boring as Chief Emeka Anyaoku zone because Chief General Nwachukwu sat us down and was telling us war stories. And as he was telling us the stories, I was looking around, where the food. Also say, focus. But Prince Julius Adelusi is looking at me now with Peter Faith. Was one of the most exciting because he runs a chemist. And as we were walking past the chemist, I just think, the kind of condoms I'm seeing displayed here. But we spent 2-3 hours with Prince, and the conversation was rich. It's not that Emeka's conversation was not rich, it was very rich, but because he gave us tea, he dropped it. And Chief Obasanjo's was as rich because he gave us Amala. But Prince didn't give me food. Also made up by giving me food later somewhere in Kenya Jari. But we came out of that experience more strengthened with more hope for Nigeria. So Austin's book is on entrepreneurship. These 4 gentlemen have shown very clearly how to be an entrepreneur in the way that we are no longer used to in this country. Prince is the first indigenous quoted pharmaceutical firm on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. I even think it's one of the oldest indigenous firms on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Everybody knows what Chief Obasanjo had done with his farms and all of that. Leadership, everybody knows what Chief Emeka Anyaoku had done. Chief Emeka Anyaoku is one of the people that you can say worked very assiduously, you get me, for the freedom of South Africa. You get, is that Nigerian, you get, that showed tremendous leadership, you know, and he once told me the story of how he met with Abacha when Chief MKO was arrested. It's a story I cannot say in public. He told me in private, so I will keep it to myself, you know. General Nwachukwu has been a governor, he has been a senator, he has been a member of the Armed Forces ruling council. He's been almost everything, and he has carried himself with so much dignity that if he walks in here as we're expecting him, you would see the kind of Nigerian that we all want to be. But unfortunately, those kinds of people are being crowded out. And that is why a luncheon like this, you know, should be used to remind us of the kinds of Nigerians that we've had in our last, in the recent past. So don't let me talk too much. I welcome you guys for here. I thank you all for being there. And I will try, unlike me, you guys just try and read this Austin book. So I don't look as if he has wasted his time writing the book. It's a beautiful book. Thank you so much. God bless you.
All right. Thank God I'm not the one that said it. Let's give Edgar a round of applause. Author, sir, if I were you, I would not pay this guy his balance so that he will learn manners. Hello? Give Edgar another round of applause. Versatility is the name of the game that comedians play in this country. If you really want to be effective and you want to go very far as a comedian in this country, you have to be versatile. Learn everything. We learn like lawyers, we learn like doctors. I learned French by force. When Macron came to this country, I was called to entertain a Frenchman. I learned French overnight. Bonsoir à tous, je m'appelle Gordons, je suis comédien en Nigerian. Bienvenue, President. They clap for me. You have to really broaden your horizon if you really want to be effective as a comedian in our country. I've said all of this to say the next man I'm about to introduce is actually a lawyer, a very successful lawyer at that. So let me relate to him loyally. Hello. For every lawyer in the house, ibiju sibi remadum. Ibiju sibi remadum. He said, whenever there is a law, there's remedy. And then let me give them the one that will confuse them. Isimeten taris ifa metis. No, don't bother, you don't know it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to recognize the representative of the Oba of Benin. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause from Mr. Robert Owaba. Give him a round of applause. Here present. Oba Takbae. Oh, you have more, yeah. But Oga is already telling me to. Say today now Wednesday. Some of us they go fellowship. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, it's come to that important moment where the chairman should talk to us. Chairman of this event should talk to us. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to respectfully invite to the microphone our dear mother, the wife of the president, one-time president of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Chief Mrs. Bola Olusegun. Give her a round of applause as she comes to talk to us, speak to us on behalf of the husband. If you clap loud, that she might just donate money to us. So clap, clap. She look very beautiful. Please give out some more hand clap.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the dignitaries out of my heart. Goodwill message from our Baba, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, His Excellency. I look round when I came in. I can assure you the way Baba was speaking about, I should use Sir Augustine Ebose, is adopted son of Baba. He spoke highly of you. He wanted to be here by himself. When Augustine Ebose visited me, this is a message from our Baba, Chief Olusegun Aremu Kikeola Obasanjo, my husband. When Augustine Ebose visited me to invite me for this book launch, I did not hesitate to accept the invitation. I assured him that I would attend. What I did not know then was that my traditional responsibility as Balogun of Owu Kingdom will impel me to be physically away from this joyous, interesting occasion. For this, I tender unreserved apology. My wife will speak for me. The book we are launching is all about leadership, entrepreneurship, and learning. I will say something about learning later on when I finish my husband's message. The three come together as far as prosperity is concerned. Leadership is the primary factor for success in any human endeavor. And learning is from cradle to grave. And there is no end to learning in life and living. Augustine artistically, articulately, and brilliantly analyzed and waved the factor together in a way that any individual, group, association, organization, corporate entity may work to achieve prosperity and development. What about the essential ingredients of success as an entrepreneur? The ingredients. What are the ingredients? What do you have to learn? What do you need to understand? What do you have to unlearn? And what do you have to relearn? Augustine makes all this clear in this book on leadership and entrepreneurship. A good student of Augustine, by this book, will not have entrepreneurship as a hit or miss affair, but as a great and successful endeavor. You need to go inside the book before you can do all this. I'm still on the message though. Please, don't leave here without getting a copy for yourself. It's not because of you, because of your children and children to come. This thing will go viral, you know. You need it. Don't miss it. If you haven't got the cash, I think probably they will inscribe something on the wall for us to where the money will go. Please, don't miss it. And remember your friends when you are buying. You can do bulk of this one as gifts. You will forever be remembered. I congratulate the author, Adelusi-Adeluyi, for the guidance, insight, and pitfalls pointed out in this book, which I gladly recommend to any potential or existing entrepreneurs. Augustine, congratulations and well done, and many more success attend your way. Thank you all for listening, and God be with you. I will not step down. On my way, when I was reading this thing and the way Baba was speaking, was talking about you to friends, because he told me that this place, you should be here today. Please, I'm not wasting your time. I just want you to know more about Adelusi-Adeluyi, because you are not there when my husband was saying it. That book is loaded. A reader is a leader. And then when you are learning, you'll be living and you'll be remembered for a. Please, I scribbled something down. The day you stop learning is the day you stop living. Because learning is a lifelong process. This one written by Chief Olusegun Aremo. The quote is from him. God bless you all.
A big round of applause for our dear mommy once again, and our father, Chief Olusegun Matthew Okikiola Aremu Obasanjo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can see a couple of more people coming. I can see Mr. Johnson Chukwu of Kauri. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Akinola Taiwo, member, Board of Directors, Anchor Insurance Company Limited. A big round of applause for him, please. Mr. Richard Ododo, MD, CEO, 360 Degrees Limited. Mr. Chico, Classic FM, and my sister, Shaw's Classic FM. A big round of applause for them. Mrs. Yetunde Lori, she's the president of CIN. Apologies for earlier saying that she was the DG of NIA. So she's the president of CIIN. A big round of applause for Mrs. Yetunde Lori. Mr. Kunle Ahmed, chairman NIA. A big round of applause for him. Mrs. Bola Odukale, DG CEO NIA. Big round of applause, please. Dr. Ebele Nwachukwu, deputy chairman NIA. Big round of applause. Mrs. Abimbola Tiamiu, registrar, CIIN, big round of applause. Mr. Sojioni, controller, technical, NIA, big round of applause. Mr. Adebusi Ikowola, executive director, technical, Anchor Insurance Company Limited. And I called him before, and I'm also appreciating him again. Professor Ademola S. Tayo, vice chancellor, Babcock University. Also from the Babcock University, full Professor Johnson A. Egwake, Babcock University, Lishan Remo. Big round of applause. Mr. Moruf Apampa, MD/CEO, NSRA Insurance PLC. Big round of applause. Mr. Akishola Ale, MD/CEO, Nigeria Re. Big round of applause. Felicia David, MD/CEO, A&G Insurance PLC. Big round of applause. We'll come back with more names and more lists as we go on. Everybody's welcome and everybody's highly appreciated.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the light of education came to me very late. I went to my first primary school, when I was already 18 years. Yeah, that's when I started primary 4D. There was no need for me to start from primary 1. They threw me to primary because I was big enough to give birth to all the children I met in the classroom. Hello? And that was because, though my parents are still alive, I grew up as an orphan. I would be the one at home doing all the chores, and then my mate would have gone to school. When they come back, we play. So there was one day, as God will orchestrate it, so that I can stand in front of beautiful people like this. As God will orchestrate it, one of those boys that came from school very late, I don't know what the problem was, spoke a word that I felt was like an insult. As I was running to him, he said, "Look at this individual. That he paid me for." That word paid me for a long time. I went to bed thinking about it. What could be the meaning of this individual? Maybe this boy, they insult my father. And I said, what would be the meaning? That he paid me till daybreak. I went to meet my mother and say, "I want to go to school." He said, "School?" So they forced me to primary 4D. When I got to school, the first word I wanted to know the meaning was that individual. When I finally discovered the meaning, now me call they cry. And now, voraciously, that drove me into learning. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a round of applause for our mother. Also, quickly like to have a brief speech from the publisher of the book, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bankole Olayebi, if I'm correct. Give him a round of applause. Olayebi, sorry. If you clap louder, he will move faster. Give him a round of applause. Mr. Bankole Olayebi, thank you very much.
The chairman of this occasion, our former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, ably represented by his dear wife, Chief Mrs. Obasanjo, the Right Honorable Chief Emeka Anyaoku, Chief Julius Adelusi-Adeluyi, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed entrepreneurs, industry leaders, and aspiring business minds. It is my great honor to welcome you, to add my voice to the voices of welcome, to the launch of this remarkable book, Entrepreneurial Leadership and Learning Orientation, with a rather winsome acronym, Ello. Or you can make of that pronunciation what you will. But this is a book, in my opinion, from the very get-go, that is meant to inspire, to guide, and transform the way we think about entrepreneurship. And so without further ado, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible efforts of the author, Dr. Austin Ebose, with his dear wife. Her name is not on the book, but I know she worked behind the scenes to make it happen. What shines through this book, through every page of this book, is Dr. Ebose's passion for entrepreneurship. And that makes, in my opinion, this a truly valuable resource. On behalf of the entire team at Bookcraft, I would like to congratulate Dr. Ebose once again for the publication of this book. I also like to thank my team at Bookcraft for their editorial and publishing efforts to bring the project to life. Having been in business for nearly 4 decades now, And with our publications covering a wide range of genres, we're always on the lookout for books which we believe a discerning reader cannot afford to ignore, especially when the author has handled the subject as expertly as Dr. Ebose has done in this book. And so we could not pass up the opportunity to add our imprint to this very important book, as we found it brimming with fresh, original, and some might say, unconventional ideas. We're truly proud to be associated with the author and his work. With its integration of theoretical insights and practical recommendations, Dr. Ebose presents an invaluable contribution to the field of entrepreneurship. This book offers a well-rounded exploration of how entrepreneurial leadership and learning orientation can drive SME success. The kernel of his thesis in this book can be summed up in this quote: "The growth and longevity of SMEs require learning, relearning, and unlearning old and traditional business procedures and strategies." I'm not the reviewer of the book. There's a very accomplished gentleman who's going to review the book today. So he'll dive into this and distill the essence of the book. But I just want to add a few words to what I've already said. And what comes across in the process of publishing this book is the effort that Dr. Ebose has made in putting it together. With the author's engaging and accessible style, we strongly believe that this is a book that will not only resonate deeply with readers in Nigeria and beyond, but will be a valuable resource for academics and business owners. Once again, congratulations, Dr. Ebose, on the launch of this book. And as we await the next manuscript, we would like to thank you for the opportunity to be part of this occasion. Thank you all for being here today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the event. Finally, happy reading and happy entrepreneurial.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can clap some more in appreciation. We like to have a break at this moment to spice up your morning with something very beautiful. We have the rare opportunity to welcome on stage one of the most sought after artists from this country. He's won himself a lot of international awards and even locally. Distinguished guests, needless to say more, permit me to welcome on stage my friend, my brother, my colleague, my co-ambassador to this great company called Anchor Insurance. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for the one and only Pato Ranke. Give him a round of applause.
Yeah.
Heal the world. Heal the world. Spread love. Heal the world. Heal the world. Spread love. Heal the world. Heal the world. Spread love. Heal the world.
Just fighting over Gemini and Pisces. Every corner it's war and crisis. Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda and ISIS. How come the poor people are the nicest? Africa blessed with lot of beautiful history. But these people make us feel like everything's a mystery. They make us live our lives in a jittery. We pray to God Father to give us. Take a look around the city now. No longer what a pity now. 21 look like 50 now. They try to make things shitty now. Back then she was a cutie now. You no longer do your duty now. You follow girls with big booty now. All you do is booting and looting now. So heal the world, heal the world. Spread love and heal the world. Heal the world, heal the world. Let love heal the world. Heal the world, heal the world. Spread love and heal the world. Heal the world, heal the world. Let love heal the world. Oh, 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 oh. Sickness is the status, but not deep enough. I'm on a dying of BP now. For the not get no tippy now. She have fell in school, oh GP now. False prophet them preaching now. Fake things them teaching now. The girl them bleaching now. And the boy them snitching now. But who am I to do the judging now? When everything is not original. Bad mind and grudging now. For the Lord they did not touch me now. So heal the world, heal the world. Spread love and heal the world. Heal the world, heal the world. Let love heal the world. Heal the world, heal the world. Spread love and heal the world. Heal the world, heal the world. Let love heal the world. Oh, oh, oh. One more time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Patrick Rankin. And we're here to celebrate our visionary leader. I don't know. And you know, it's very important to give people their flowers when they are alive, you know. It's very important we tell people that you're great. We celebrate them, you know, when they're alive. And this song is dedicated to everyone in this room and the man we came here to celebrate. Yeah. Big name, big name, big name, big name. Ay, 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 yo. 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 If I fail, then go love me. Now my mama now him bath me. Them use excuse, they slap me. Same people when I turn, then go yab me. Alright. Tell me where them they. When I they don't see what they try, so stay. Every Saturday. From in a jail down to cause they hate. I beg, look at me, my blessing run. Today, now you tomorrow, feel me my tongue. Show me love, never show me python. We need the same. Celebrate me. Now when I day alive. We appreciate you, doctor. Now when I day alive. Don't be say when I leave this life. You go to hell for life. Celebrate me. Now when I day alive. Appreciate you. Now when I get alive. Let me say when I leave this life, you go to hell for life. I love my family, big name. If I hear you be big name. I want to say you be big name. My brother young son, you be big name. Dr. Austin never say you be big name. First thing to be like you be big name. You be big name. I mean say Panther ranking, you be big name. One feeding me, you be big name. We celebrate you because you be big name. Rantabade, you be big name. Everybody say you be big name. Big to the one, you be big name. Everybody if you do not be big name. Oluwa make me a big name. Make I put all my enemies in big shame. So me say, celebrate me. Now when I day alive, appreciate me. Now when I day alive, let me say when I leave this life, you go to celebrate me. Now when I day alive, appreciate me. Now when I day alive, let me say when I leave this life, we go to Give me, waiting I deserve. If I supposed to put me for reserve, no go wait till I buy. Never. Bros. You don't say if they say you fail, they for laugh you. You know? That's why I said, if I fail, then go laugh me. Now my mama now him bath me. Them use excuse, they slap me. Same people when I turn, then go yab me. Alright. Tell me where then they. When are they also are they try to stay? Every Saturday, from Elijah down to cause they hate. I beg, don't carry my blessing run. Today now you, tomorrow feel be my turn. Show me love, never show me python. We be the same. Everybody let's sing along. Celebrate me. Now when we appreciate you. Let me say when I leave this life, you go to thank God for my life. What is it? This is the story of a place I'm coming from. Paradise. Hold on. Yeah, I won't take much of your time. I won't take much of your time. But before I leave, this is the special song. It's a very new song unreleased. And I would love to teach. Mommy, I would love to teach you a song. Sir, I would love to teach you a new song. Everybody in the building, this is a very new song. And when it gets to the chorus, we have to sing it together. If we don't sing it together, I would not leave this place till we all sing it together. Are you ready? If you're ready, say yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
This is the story of a place I'm coming from. Paradise under the sun. This is the story
Of a place I'm coming from, paradise under the sun. Go tell them say we can't stop having fun. Fire the blaze under the sun. This is the story of a place I'm coming from. Remember say we know like no Babylon. Mama calling me, you know I got to run. Because you know we have to get it done. Africa, sweet, sweet Africa. Oh my Africa, sweet, sweet Africa. Oh, everybody, let's sing it together. Sweet, sweet Africa. Oh my Africa, sweet, sweet Africa. Oh my Africa. Why is it? This is the story of a place I'm coming from. Paradise under the sun. Go tell them say we can't stop having fun. Fire the blaze under the sun. This is the story of a place I'm coming from. Remember say we don't like no Babylon. Mama calling me, you know I got to run. Happy say we forget it done. Africa, sweet, sweet Africa. Oh my 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 Africa, sweet Africa. Were you guys singing along? Hold on. So let me confirm if you guys learned this new song. 1, 2, go. Let's sing it together. Thank you very much. I don't blue. My name is Pat Rankin.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for one of Nigeria's finest experts, YSA, Pato Rankin. Okay, let's go straight to it. We have a lot to do. We've got, as we're speaking and we're talking, listening to that great song, we had General Ike Nwachukwu coming up here in our midst. Please, a big round of applause for him. Thank you so much. We also have Olorugun Otega Emeka, OOM. Big round of applause for him. Professor Adefulu D. Adeshoga, Babcock University. Big round of applause. Mr. Tunde Azan, Executive Director, YOA Insurance Brokers. Big round of applause. Mr. Chris Atta, Director, Anchor Insurance. Big round of applause. Professor Akbar Victoria, Babcock University. Big round of applause. Professor Binu Adekunle, Babcock University, big round of applause. Professor Philomena Manze, Deputy VC, Babcock University, big round of applause. Dr. Folorunso Akinde, Head, Babcock Finance, Babcock University, big round of applause. Please clap for Babcock well, oh. You know we are still in school, oh. Dr. Sunday Aldo, Babcock University, big round of applause. Dr. Idowu Wankwere, big round of applause. Dr. Jones Umukoro, big round of applause for him. Mr. Bodia Kiboye is also here with us, a big round of applause for him. Mrs. Mary Adenyoju, MD Consolidated Hallmark Insurance, is also here with us. And Mr. Kayode Awogboro, MD CEO, Arc Insurance Brokers Limited, big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call on my very good friend and brother to lead us in the introduction of the next speakers. My brother Gimba is here. Gimba Omar, quintessential journalist, broadcaster par excellence, the controller-in-chief of Control TV. Big round of applause for Gimba.
Thank you, absolutely. And good morning to everyone, distinguished guests, the celebrant, who is a senior brother to me, and his beautiful wife. My name is Gimba. I've not been in the limelight for too long because of building up Control TV. I used to be with Channels, one of the biggest broadcasters in Africa, and renowned because John Momo, who is my mentor, and his wife, Shola Momo, gave us this training to which we are thriving on today. My duty today is pretty simple and easy. Having stood on existing protocols, I would like to invite His Eminence, a Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, Chief Emeka Anyaoku. Please, a round of applause as he makes his way to the stage. Let's keep that applause up. He is indeed a scholar, a distinguished gentleman to the core, an African and a philanthropist. Thank you, sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to stand on the existing protocol, but I must pay my respects to Madam Olusegun Obasanjo. When Joseph Edgar, better known as the Duke of Shomolu, and Dr. Augustine Ebose came to me and asked me to come here for this book launch, I readily agreed. But what they did not tell me was that I would be expected to speak. So I was a little surprised when I saw the program and saw that my name was listed as one of the speakers. So what I'm about to say is just something that comes to me. I have not read the book, although Dr. Ebose was kind enough to give me a copy, but I did flip through the preface, which gave the rationale for the book, and I was very impressed. I also looked at the foreword to the book, written by Professor Ademola Tayo, whom I would like to meet because the brilliance of his foreword struck me. Well, I was glad to see that the book reviewer would be nobody else but Ruben Abati. And I said, well, with Ruben Abati to review the book, I don't need to say anything about the book. But I think that the theme of the book is something that's very important. Entrepreneurial leadership, learning, and orientation. You couldn't find a combination of words that are so relevant to our country today. Because SMEs, not just in Nigeria, but in countries all over the world that have developed, the bedrock of the economy of these countries are usually SMEs and MSMEs, because that's where the production in any country begins. I believe, I'm not too familiar with the statistics, but I would venture to say that in countries like United Kingdom, United States, in Germany, in South Africa, in India, that no less than 50% of their productivity comes from SMEs and medium-sized enterprises. So for Dr. Augustine Ebose to treat that topic, I think it's a major contribution to development in our country. And I would hope that our people will read the book. I've never forgotten the impression I had when I visited two major industries in India run by families. The Bajaj Group, at that time, this was many years ago, Bajaj Group was making what we call keke and motorcycles before they branched into motor cars. And when Mr. Bajaj himself told me the story of the way in which the industry, his manufacturing industry had developed, I could see elements of what he said in the book by Augustine Ebose that I have read. As I said, I've flipped through it. I haven't read it as thoroughly as I would like to, and I'm hoping to come to that in due course. So I would strongly recommend that book to people who are interested in developing the economy of our country, who are interested in encouraging the SMEs to play the important role that they have to play in our economic development. So I would finally like to congratulate Dr. Augustine Ebose for writing this book, and I hope it will sell well. Thank you all.
Let's keep that applause, keep going. It's not very easy that we come across or listen to this impromptu speech, which was given by His Eminence, the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, Chief Emeka Anyaoku. You know, when he was speaking, What came to my mind is Larry King, of blessed memory, of the CNN. And he will say to those who listen that your best speech comes from the heart. It's not necessarily written or dictated to you. I think technology has made it even more that you can wear an earpiece and then it just read out to you and you keep regurgitating. But the beauty of this is whenever he speaks, you can feel that sincerity of purpose and focus. And that is one that I'll always relish and look forward to. Thank you, sir. We still have about 3 more or 4 speeches. And the next person is a father to me in many ways. But he doesn't know it yet. I say so because with strong conviction and with utmost respect, if I'm getting my thoughts right and my memory right, he went to Lagos City College with my father of blessed memory. So my father told me about General Ike Nwachukwu, retired before he died. I've not had an opportunity to interface with him. This will be the first. And it's my personal and singular honor to invite you, sir, who is also my father, up here on stage as you applaud him. Ladies and gentlemen, General Ike Nwachukwu, retired. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, Chief Emeka Anyaoku, and the mother of our nation some time back, Mrs. Obasanjo, my friend, Chief Julius, and the rest of the day. It is for me a great pleasure to be here. Just like Chief Emeka Anyaoku said, I'm knowing that I will speak on this occasion just this moment. But I am so delighted that Dr. Ebose wrote this book. Because years back, when I was Minister of Employment, Labor, and Productivity in Nigeria, I set up what today is called the National Director of Employment. It was aimed at ensuring that young men and young women live in school, university particularly, then depend on government for jobs. They were to do things themselves with the support of government. So in the course of this, I spoke to my colleague at the time, Professor Jibril Aminu, who was Minister of Education, said to him, look, we must do something about our universities and education development in Nigeria. Not only should it be classroom work, but it should be entrepreneurial development. So, with the permission of General Babangida at the time, the President of Nigeria, and head of our government, we directed all the vice chancellors and rectors of our polytechnics to begin entrepreneurial development in all our faculties in our universities and tertiary education. Now this is picked up now. We have so many of our young people live in universities and colleges of technology prepared to set up their own businesses should they have the support of the banks to make them thrive. Part of the problem we have in our country is that our banking industry or financial industries are shy to put money behind ideas from young men and young women who could do things for Nigeria. If only we could begin to encourage our financial industries to look long term and support these young men and young women, our country would not be beggarly. I hate listening to television, broadcast, and people telling me that some presidents are saying, Nigerians don't come to us. For goodness sake, we don't need to go there. We can develop our own people here. And this book written by Ebose teaches us how to do that. I want to thank you immensely for this great contribution to our development. And like Chief Emeka Anyaoku said, I plead with all of us to please buy the book and read it, and use what you learn from it to build a strong country. Look, until Nigeria develops, the black race will remain the footstool of other races, and that should not be so. We have the capacity, the capability, the thrive to make that change. Now, let's begin to do so. Thank you, and God bless.
I think we can do better. Keep that applause up. General Ike Nwachukwu, retired, former minister of the Federal Republic, and has worn many caps indeed at that. So just before he spoke, I was saying something. It's my honor to thank you again. I think he was classmates with my father, and I've never met any of my father's classmates before. So he's like an icon to me right now. But let's get back to the business of today. I like to refer to him as a prince of princes. A prince, you know, English, that's why sometimes I advocate that make we speak as he be for us. Because sometimes the twists and turns in English can mislead us. I said, I like to refer to him as the prince of princes. So that princess would easily be mistaken for princess. That's where the twist is. As I said, he's a prince of princes. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome Julius Adelusi-Adeluyi, His Eminence, a man who is an entrepreneur himself, distinguished in all ramifications, works with the air of royalty, and more. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The good news is that we have been speaking about entrepreneurship, leadership, orientation for years. But the bad news is that we keep talking in Nigeria and the implementation level is low. My prayer on this occasion is that this gathering will serve as a stimulus for those who are listening and able to kick off the implementation stage. And this book, written by Austin, PhD, is very relevant, is very practical, and for those of us who are entrepreneurs, it's like writing about our lives as entrepreneurs. By the way, I am quite pleased that Baba OBJ is not here. The reason being that it's given me, my dear sister, the opportunity to listen to you, and the clarity of your thoughts have been very pleasing and informative. Well done. I think we'll tell Baba OBJ, Kikiola, Matthew, Aremu, to send you to occasions more often. As for the ambassador to the world from Nigeria, Chief Anyaoku, you've done as is expected. You are 92, come on. And you're still moving around with the energy. It's not that you forgot your walking stick, you just don't need it. And that's why Rafiu says you are some kind of prayer point. May God continue to give you the strength. We need examples like you. When I grow up, I'd like to be like you. And as for General Nwachukwu, I don't mind him, he's sporting gray hair all over the place. He's younger than myself. But as usual, you've done a good job. But coming to this whole theme here, ladies and gentlemen, let me start by congratulating the organizers of this whole program. It's been very well put together. I wish you were on the stage like myself. You would see the kaleidoscope of colors, persons. What makes me happy really is that 80% of us here belong to the youth demography. And that's why this book is very relevant. This book has been very well researched. And the language you have used is very instructive, very lucid. Don't smile too much, Austin, because I know that Naomi next to you, whose patience has been pushing you to make a success of this book. Naomi, the wife, you are very... I just make a few observations because when it comes to entrepreneurship, I have a sense of passion about it. The others you have not told to speak. That's Edgar's style. It doesn't do things too openly. I believe that it's important for this book to be pushed further, to be made available to as many young people as possible. Because if they have this kind of book and they have the opportunity of reading through universities, through the Chamber of Commerce, through the Stock Exchange, we will build a groundswell of young entrepreneurs. This book reminds me of the very short advice to be given to young people. When you are young and you want to be an entrepreneur, find your area of focus about which you are passionate. And focus on that focus. Because if you focus on your focus, you will become the focus. That is one lesson that this book teaches. And I want the young people I'm looking at here to make sure that they find a focus they're passionate about, and they focus on that focus until they become the focus. Why do I say this? From a personal example, I came back to this country and found that all the Chamber of Commerce, but especially the Stock Exchange, was full of companies that were non-Nigerian, quote and unquote. So when I became the chairman of the Indigenous Business Group of the Chamber of Commerce, I thought it was important to address the issue. One thing led to another, and that's how my little company became the first, not first pharmaceutical, the first indigenously promoted company to be on the stock exchange. That's about 40 years ago. Now, small company, we have about 4,027 subscribers. Immediately that happened to our company, some 26 other companies joined the stock exchange. Today, as we speak, all of them have disappeared. Given the vicissitudes of doing business ethically in the Nigerian space, how we have survived, I give glory to God. But don't complain about problems. Problems are there for you to resolve quietly. If all you do is to complain to other people about your problems, people might think you love problems and give you more problems. So, nearly 40 years after, we feel that the Nigerian Stock Exchange has not achieved the purpose it initiated in 1986 to bring in indigenous companies. As Chief Anyaoku was saying, most countries would be stable economically if the SME units individually and collectively are economically stable. And many of the problems we have would not, in fact, continue to stare us in the face. Therefore, I would like to say that this opportunity should be used by media, by banks, by other institutions who can, even if they are going to do it through the CSR window. They should do something about two things. One, try and identify as many millions of people as can be identified from the so-called informal sector. The informal sector is actually the mainstay of the economy of this country. We live in a nation where we have a jumbo mentality. My company is bigger than yours. My profit is bigger than yours. My house is bigger than yours. What we should be aiming at is building great companies, not just big companies. And where to start is to use this kind of book to start educating, re-educating, relearning the orientation strategies. Austin, you don't know what you have done by writing this book. But it will be unfair if we do not populate the universities with this book, even as a textbook. You've done a great job, and I congratulate you. And those of you who are entrepreneurs who are having so-called headaches, if you have time, let me know. You will learn from my experience that passion and patience will win at the end. When they say, for example, in the stock exchange, that they are publishing their annual report and that the best performing stocks are Julie PLC, I laugh. It's not as if it's as simple as that. But coming back to you, I'm saying to you that there are three things anybody should do in this world if they want to be remembered after they've gone. One is to write a book worth reading after they are gone. One is to do such things as will be worth writing about after they are dead. And the third thing is to have a conglomerate of followers and disciples who would follow your philosophy and ideas after you are gone. Austin, you've started. You're writing a book that will be useful, not only in your lifetime, but beyond. I think you are doing well. The last observation I want to make on this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, is that in Nigeria today, there is a cumulus cloud of desperation, disillusionment, and so on. No, Nigeria is not as to be written off as some people think. Nigeria is still a nation of promise. I say so from my own experience of being an entrepreneur in a difficult terrain in the last several years. What the younger people need now are examples of entrepreneurs. Not all those who have made money like Elon Musk or Bill Gates, but those who you look at and you find that the entrepreneur is having a business that is run along high ethical standards, a business that despite the claims of the day will still stick to best practice, whatever they do, whatever their profession. It is possible. There are examples I can give you, but not now. But the bottom line is for all of us here to use that book to re-inspire ourselves. Because life is about inspiring others. Life is about caring. Life is about sharing. Life is about aspiring to inspire others before you expire and meet your expire. You're aspiring to inspire others before you expire and meet your Messiah. May we all meet our Messiah with good report. Thank you for inviting me.
We can keep that applause. We can sustain it. Great. So this, for me, is a shining example of what it means to be equipped with intellect and knowledge. I would always say it, and I would advocate it further today. Perhaps the leadership of Babcock University will hearken to my advocacy, which is there should be in the curriculum of universities a period where men of industry who have that capacity, who have understanding, should come and give a free lecture. You know one thing about professors? Let me shock you. When a professor should teach you, you will never go back to read. You will always remember very clearly his words because of the articulation and the ease of delivery, making complex situations or issues laid out so bare and simple. And that is what the Prince of Princes has done today. Thank you very much. I have two more persons to bring up stage, but just before that, I think we have to acknowledge the presence of some distinguished guests in our center. He brought me up stage. Let me bring him back. Rufai Oseni, my brother and friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't take much of your time. Dr. Samuel Ulekere, the program advisor, Master in Marketing and Sales, Rome Business School, Nigeria, is here. A big round of applause for him. Mr. Samuel Ogbodu, MD, CEO, Suno Assurance PLC. Mr. Razak Abiodun, MD, CEO, Lasako, is here. Dr. Adalbi Wakweche, MD, CEO, Veritas Capital Insurance PLC. Mrs. Comfort Ewang, Member, Board of Director, Anchor Insurance, represented by Ekerebong Ewang. Big round of applause. And Professor Samuel Olajide Dada, that's Dean, School of Management Sciences, Babcock University. Big round of applause. Dr. Olubisi Grace Makinde, Babcock University, and Dr. Emmanuel Ajike, Babcock University. Big round of applause for these people. I'll really get back up to continue, and afterwards I'll come back to tell you more about the author, and we'll keep things running. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Okay, very quickly though, just so we don't spend too much time, it's my pleasure to welcome, he's an Order of the Niger, Prince Olorogun Ortega Emeho. Round of applause as he comes. If you notice that the array of speeches here are not even written, but we'll get the best of it. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I think when we have a real prince here, we should not be awarding prince to other people. I'm not a prince, but I'm Olorogun Ortega Emeho. I want to use the opportunity to really thank Austin for asking me to come here. But before I make my brief goodwill message and also stand on existing protocol, I must give honor to whom honor is due. Our elders who are anchoring this program, who took time out to be here for Austin, I want to say a big thank you to you. And I want to also rise and congratulate them. Chief Emeka Anyaoku, General Nwachukwu, Mrs. Obasanjo, and of course, Prince Julius. Please clap for them. That is not enough. Thank you very much for coming. I think with that, I can safely stand on existing protocol. There's a reason Austin invited me to speak. If you notice the program, I was not there. He wasn't sure I'm going to be here. But as soon as I walk in, I'm sure he wanted me to say something. I come a long way with Austin. He called me boss, but we are colleagues in our various working life. I think he worked with me. He learned a lot from me, and I also learned a lot from him. And to me, this is a very interesting reunion. As I walk in today, I can see many of my colleagues, many people we've all worked together and shared good time as professionals. I can see they've all risen to high places, and we were excited to see each other. And I want to thank you all for coming to support Austin. When I work with Dr., I'm not calling him doctor because I'm used to calling him Austin, but I think I should call him Dr. Ebose, at least today. When I worked with him, I knew this day would come. I'm not surprised at all. Austin is always ahead of his time. He's dedicated to his work. He's very hardworking. He's proactive. He thinks on his feet, and he sees ahead. In those days when we were working in Standard Alliance Insurance, we give people target. Austin gives himself extra target. And when people are not meeting 50% of their own target, he's meeting 150% of the target he gave himself. Those were really the attributes of Austin. And I was not surprised when he became the managing director of one of the most aggressive, service-oriented insurance company today, Anchor Insurance. Those who invested in that company and made Austin the MD, I'm very sure they are smiling to the bank today. So it's a goodwill message. I'm not surprised Austin has achieved and is standing where he is today. What I'm surprised about, which is a nice surprise, is that not too many people try to put the secret of their success into a book. Austin, at this young age, is not hiding his secret. he decided to document it. I think that is my understanding of the book we are launching today. Because the best book you can write comes from your experience. Yes, management theories, policies are great. But when you apply them and adapt them and add to them and use them in the real life practical situation, and then you are able to codify and write them down, they become practical guides to other people who are aspiring to be where you want to be. So I just want to congratulate Austin for doing this. There are many guys, many people who are so successful in this country, maybe including me, that have hidden our secret, that have not written a book like this. More people like Austin who can put their practical experience to paper, the better for the younger people that are coming. And that is why I want to congratulate him. And that is why I want to congratulate the elders that are here to support him. And that is why I want to congratulate everyone who is here to support him that will learn from this book. I thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you very much indeed. We can sustain that applause. He has spoken exceptionally well, as the others have. Thank you so much, sir. Let's make this really quick. I know that Dr. Augustine Osega Ebose is a rising star. He's still rising, though. But one thing I can take home anytime is the support that he has from Naomi. If this was in the military, I believe that General Nwachukwu will agree that the wife also holds the same rank as one rank higher. I'm sorry, you see, I've been corrected. One rank higher. I dove my heart for you, man. You see, there's one thing about success, pursuing it, and then having someone by your side to act according to the biblical terms, where the woman plays a supportive role in your life. Men. Aha. But when I shine, when I, you need to have a focus for any woman to support you. So if you cannot read from the book, you can learn from the person. It's as pure and as simple as that. No complications. Doctor, thank you for this book. But even more thanks to Mr. Kunle Ahmed, who is the chairman, Nigerian Insurers Association. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome him as he makes his way to the stage for a word or two on this. Mr. Kunle Ahmed, thank you so much for coming, sir. Spruce, clean. I want to be like you when I grow up, sir.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The chairman of this book launch, Chief Matthew Okikiolu Aremo Basanjo, and the elders, all seated here. It is a big assignment to speak after this gentleman and lady have spoken, but I'm going to try my best. Because these are names that I used to read in newspapers when I was growing up. And now they are here live in front of me, and they have made speeches. Chief Emeka Anyaoku, GCON, my pleasure meeting you, sir. Prince Julius Adelusi-Adeluyi, right? Pleasure meeting you, sir. And Chief Emeka Anyaoku, or General Emeka Anyaoku, had a peculiar name. General Ike Umar Sanda Nwachukwu. That was what I used to read in newspapers, and I hope I'm correct, sir. It's a pleasure meeting all of you, sir. And the reason why we are here today is because of Dr. Austin Ebose. I've known Dr. Ebose for quite a while, but I knew him very closely in the last couple of years. Usually when you want ideas about a particular issue, you put people together in a room to hold a no-hold-barred session, right? So that people can express their thoughts very freely. Dr. Austin Ebose is a one-man, no-holds-barred person. Austin will always give you his own thoughts without fear or favor, fearless. I've not read this book, just like my elders have said, but I believe very strongly that the thought in there will be disruptive because Austin doesn't conform with any rule. Austin just gives his views, and that's it. I believe that the thought expressed in the book will guide a lot of us in what we do and how we do those things. I am the chairman of the Nigerian Insurance Association, for example, and entrepreneurial leadership, which means that you have to be creative, you have to be innovative, right? And learning orientation. And if you have to be creative and innovative, you need to learn continuously. There is no other industry where this is required more than my industry. So, Dr. Austin Ebose, thank you very much for this book. When you have a session like this, I think one of the takeaways for me is the fact that a lot of us need to start putting our ideas down in a book. And I have several of my past chairmen of NIA here. What you have done today is a challenge for me because I love to read and I love to write, but everything I write kept somewhere, gathering dust. But more importantly, I have past chairman of our association in this room today. People that have, nurtured this association, this industry for several years. And I think we should. I have the past president of African Insurance Organization here. That's the president of all insurers in Africa. I have the past president of several insurance bodies, NIA, WICA, and all here. We need these gentlemen to put their thoughts on paper so that we, the younger ones, can learn from it. I'm eager to learn a lot of things. Like I'll be reading the book that Dr. Ebose has written. I hope I'm going to finish it over this weekend. Because I love to learn, and I'm sure all of us will love to learn. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I commend this book to all of you. Let's read the book, let's be challenged, and let's even learn things, like I said, that we can do a bit differently. On behalf of all of the insurance companies in Nigeria, all of the reinsurance companies in Nigeria, all of the takaful companies in Nigeria, and all of the micro-insurance companies in Nigeria, which I represent, I would like to congratulate you, Dr. Austin Ebose, but particularly, just like everyone have said, I love to write, and there's an atmosphere that you must create to be able to write. It is only, so you must have a rank higher than you, Professor Naomi, that have created that environment for you to be able to do this. So I congratulate both of you, Professor Naomi and Dr. Ebose. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
I thought we'll keep the applause up. I was a little late getting back on stage. The chairman, Nigerian Insurers Association, rather. You know, at some point I was talking about call it talent, if you will, that you see easily exuded? For lack of a better word, is there a word like exuded? I'll have to check that. Sometimes I say things that shock me myself. So. That's why I said that Ibetama would just speak the broken so that we will sabi what he will talk. I mean, no be so. Aha. Exuded. Omo. So I did made mention of the ease with which a professor will deliver a lecture in a class, and you would never have to go back to read again. You can use that particular lesson or that particular lecture series to go into an exam hall and write an exam, and you pass with a very high grade too. That's what being a professor means. There are some things that I shouldn't say about being a professor, like the little money that they receive in school. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that. I made a mistake. Doctor, I hope you're not going to become a professor. You know, the dynamics in Nigeria just wows you sometimes, and you begin to wonder what must be done to improve our educational sector. This is a shining example from Doctor himself. Please, a round of applause to Dr. Augustine Osega. That leads me to introducing the next person, who is himself a professor. Ademola Tayo, the Vice Chancellor, Babcock University. You're welcome, sir. Please, let's keep that applause. Babcock is one of the leading private universities now in Nigeria, recognized by the International Organization for Universities. Thank you, sir.
The chairman of the occasion, Chief Olusegun Aremu Kikiola Obasanjo, a worthy alumnus of Babcock University, ably represented by Ms. Obasanjo. His Eminence, Sir Emeka Anyaoku, I deeply respect you. I've always looked forward to hearing you because of your diction. Chief Nwachukwu, we love you, and we especially thank you very much for your contribution to nation building. Prince Julius Adelusi-Adeluyi, I've always loved your sense of dress, always sparkling white, and your erudition. Other members here, I have a prepared speech, but I want to toe the line of our great leaders. In the educational industry, you always look at the key words when you are defending a topic of a book. I had the privilege of writing the foreword of this book. And there are 3 key words that I took keen interest in: entrepreneurial, leadership, and learning. It's always been said that when you write and your life contradicts what you write, it's just phoning. I want to say, from my interaction with the author of today, that his life perfectly conforms with what is in the book. Apart from the fact that he's a great entrepreneur, his quest for knowledge and learning amazes me. he walked to the four walls of Babcock University and picked a form to study and become a PhD holder, a CEO of one of the leading insurance companies. The PhD is not honorary degree. It was earned. And for those of you that have been to the postgraduate college of Babcock University, you know that for you to get your PhD, you have to sweat. Because you've got to read a lot of articles and journals before you will have to do multi-layer defense of your topic. You have seminars and all that. You have to, the rigors. And I've been meeting with him every day because I strongly believe that it's good to keep fit. So I do my exercise every day, including this morning. I've walked a lot of kilometers today before coming to Lagos. But every day we meet. Not every day, but every time he comes to Babcock University, early in the morning, in his jogging shoes, and we keep meeting. A very disciplined fellow who has an insatiable thirst for knowledge. And that's why when I read the book, I could not but say this is a book that must be in the hands of everybody that wants to make a difference in our world. He espouses the importance of learning and unlearning. After sitting on board being a CEO of a company, he had to reduce himself to be a student with a notebook, being, I won't use the word vilified or harassed, defending and cheering all the professors are here, almost 20 of them are here just to give kudos to him this morning. Sometimes it could be humiliating when all that you have spent hours and days on is torn apart. But he did not stop learning and learning until he bagged his PhD, one of the best in his class. Now back to the book. I've read the book, and I want to thank you very much for the good job done on the book. The good news to all of us this morning is that the dynamics has changed in the university setting. I'm a member of the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities. And about a year and a half ago, the National Universities Commission changed the dynamics from the benchmark minimum academic standard that we used before in accrediting our programs to the core curriculum minimum academic standard, which has now fused entrepreneurship into all the courses in the Nigerian university system. And therefore, I made bold to say that this book will be an addition to body of knowledge in the area of entrepreneurship, which will be very, very good for all our universities. I have here almost 20 professors and doctors here from Babcock. And I want to pledge, apart from the fact that we are going to buy to our libraries, we will also ensure that we encourage our students to buy this book. I want to salute you for the good job, despite the boardroom meetings and all kinds of things to drive Anchor's Insurance. You could be so disciplined as to put your thoughts into a book for posterity. And the Lord will bless you abundantly. We look forward for the next edition, and by God's grace, we'll be there to celebrate you once again. Thank you, and God bless you.
Professor Ademola Tayo, Vice-Chancellor, Babcock University in the southwest of Nigeria. And that is what it means to be a professor. He brought me stage. Let me hand it back to him. Thank you for sharing your stage with me, my bro.
Please, a big, big round of applause for my brother, Gimba Omang. He's a legend. He's a legend. And big, big round of applause for all of those that have said one or two very vital things today. We acknowledge you all. Mr. Andrew Agbaha, former Commissioner of Budget and Allocation Presidency, is here with us. Big round of applause for him. Mr. Adeyinka Faladem, the CEO, FSL Insurance Brokers Limited. Dr. Ebere Clara Habston, Director of Pharmacy, Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, is here with us. Goodness me, what else can I say? Thank you all for your time, your attention, great speeches it's been. You see, the hallmark of a very intellectual discourse is the quality of great speeches done in a very, very short time. Somebody once said, you decipher who said it, that brevity is the soul of wit. So if you want to know a man that is witty, how brief he is. So I'm not going to read the brief or the abridged version of Dr. Eboze's life because brevity is the soul of wit. You know, here we need to read the expanded version so that you can know his antecedents, where he's coming from. I know part of that story because I had the pleasure to visit a small town just off that Ubiaja stretch called Ikeke. And the time I got onto Ikeke and I saw where this man is from, I can indeed say, Jesus, thank you. Because coming out of Ikeke, where all you probably will see are the mountains that lead up to the east and the west, and you ask, where shall my help come from? My help cometh from the Lord. But he didn't stop there. He left. Pursuit of education and impact led him all the way from Ikeke. Let me tell you how far it is. Knock on wood, 2.5 hours from Benin. So it's no joke. And I've been there. 2.5 hours minus bad road. So, and afterwards went all the way to Delta State to get learning. Abraka Delsu, and now he's come to your fold in Babcock. He just speaks a lot. You see, the author of the book, Entrepreneurial Leadership and Learning Orientation, is a consummate believer in the power of learning, education, and diligence in all one does. Focus and hard work, quality time management, leadership modeling, business transformation, and career growth. The foremost business development analyst and a seminar lecturer at different top universities in Nigeria and outside the country, he sits as the managing director and chief executive officer of Anchor Insurance Company, one of the nation's frontline insurance company. He transformed what Anchor is today. Who are we? And I was part of that transformation journey. Anchor was one of the first to do a bold move to put an insurance company on CNN. Before now, most people were not putting insurance companies on. We did it first, and others follow. That's one vision from him. He holds a BSc degree in economics from Delta State University, Abraka, famously called Abraski. Masters in Business Administration from the University of Ado-Ekiti. Masters in Business Administration specializing in research from the University of Liverpool, United Kingdom. And PhD in Business Administration, majoring in entrepreneurial and small-scale management at Babcock University, Ilishan-Remo, Ogun State. The author's enviable working career growth and uniting quest for more knowledge evidently shows in his intrepidly daring spirit and fearless audacity, which he has infectiously been extending to putting his worldview on attaining leadership in any entrepreneurial engagement in the book. His healthy working career in the insurance industry commenced in 2001 when he joined Alliance and General Insurance Company as marketing executive and speedily rose to the position of branch manager due to his productive contribution to the growth of the company's bottom line. In 2004, he moved to Capital Express General Insurance as business div manager, where he developed and supervised strategies that deepened the market share. This author later left for Standard Alliance in 2006 as deputy manager for his exceptional results for a few years. He was awarded speedy promotion ranging from manager, principal manager, head assistant general manager, deputy general manager, head position, general manager, divisional head until December 2016 when he left to resume at Anchor Insurance as the executive director of business development and marketing. You know, when my brother got to Anchor Insurance, somebody gave a prophecy. The first day we went to see him in the office as ED. And he said something. He said, your impact will show here. And true to type, his impact started to show. In January 2017, the board, recognizing his turnaround energy and strong human capital development, saw the wisdom to appoint him as MD CEO in March 2018. Since then, he has continued to infect the organization with his entrepreneurial leadership intelligence, making it one of the most patronized insurance companies in the country. I can tell you Dr. Eboze is infectious. He's a virus. He's a member of the Governing Council of Nigeria Insurance Association, NIA, Chairman Marine Committee, NIA, Vice Chairman Local Organizing Committee on ECOWAS Brown Card Scheme, Member Governmental Relations Committee of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, an advisory board member, Institute of Counseling in Nigeria. He's also a member of the Organizing Committee and Logistic Publicity Committee, respectively, of the African Insurance Organizations Conference hosted in Nigeria in 2021. He's a fellow, Chartered Institute of Administration, fellow Institute of Chartered Administrator Researchers of Nigeria, member Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, Institute of Directors, a member Ikoyi Club 1938, among others. Most importantly, he's a consummate loving family man. And I'll tell you about this. I have a lot of friends by the virtue of work I do, but I don't go close to them. You know why? For the very bubbling friends out there that have the command of the marketplace, they don't have the command of the family space. So the home is shambolic. And it's a very important, in fact, see, if you don't have control of your home, you can't be a great entrepreneur. Because the very first assignment of entrepreneurship is your home. But guess what? When I came in, met his lovely, amiable wife, which is not just a woman that sits on her laurels. This is a woman that's a general manager capacity of a bank, a leading bank in this country. But you can see the affection and the sweet love they share and how that permeates into the life of their two beautiful boys. You can not but say that indeed that Dr. Augustine Eboze is a blessed man. He's blessed in the home front and is blessed externally. And the greatest kudos must go to my sister, Naomi Eboze, a woman that has a heart for God. A good woman. And I make bold to say that in this era of slave mamas, don't worry, I will not show you the picture of when they started and they used to eat roasted corn. Ladies and gentlemen, I make welcome my friend, my brother. I don't call people my brother too closely. A man that transcends generation. There's something about Dr. Eboze. There's nobody he can't be friends with. You know what Rudyard Kipling talks about in his poem, If? If you can be high up there and you cannot lose your common touch. And that's what exemplifies this man. So that's why you see he's friends with people in the entertainment sector, from Pato Rankin to the suit and tie people in the insurance sector, to Emeka Anyaokus of this world, to General Nwachukwu of this world. He's a man of all seasons. Ladies and gentlemen, celebrate him as he comes forward. One of Babcock's finest, one of insurance finest, one of Nigeria's finest, one of Anchor's finest. You can do it a whole lot better. Show him a lot of love and celebratory one. As we welcome Dr. Ebose Augustine Osegae. Thank you.
Please be seated. I'm a bit nervous, and that is expected because I have too many bosses here and too many teachers. And like Kunle Ahmed said, my chairman of NIA said, we used to read about them in the newspaper. So standing in front of them today is something. I'm very emotional about today. Not because I'm afraid, because I feel the love is just too much. And a time like this, I always wish for in my life that has come today, and this is just the beginning. And I will start from Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the Baba of the nation. When my father lost his job, when Shagari was the president of Nigeria, when Obasanjo became president, after the election, Obasanjo was the one who said those that were sacked, who were artisans, should be returned. And those level 14 officers that have stolen so much should go. So my father became a very beneficiary. And the first thing he did when he received his first salary was to buy the almanac where Obasanjo was. In my village, it's called almanac, not calendar. So from that day, I've always wished to meet President Obasanjo. When I became the MD of the Anchor Insurance in 2018, the first visit I had, I called a friend. I said, how can I meet Obasanjo? He said, for what for? I said, I want to see him. What do you want to tell him? I said, I want to pay courtesy visit to him. That I just became MD of a company, and the first person I want to visit is Obasanjo. 2 weeks, he put up the ceremony, we went to see Obasanjo. Obasanjo said, why are you looking for me? I told him the story of how I was looking for him. Obasanjo took us around his facility, OPL, took us to the Lion, sat with us, ate with us, and told me more stories about life. And when we were leaving, he said, hey, Austin, come. Now they make you MD, not go thief for there. Oh. So when I put up this book, and I told that guy, I said, I want to see the governor of the state. And Obasanjo said, no. Obasanjo will not move with governors. He said Obasanjo move with Anyaoku or other persons, not him. So we went to see him. And when he was saying, I said, Baba, you don't remember me? He said, yes. I said, I was the one that came to OPL. I adopted one of your lions. Immediately he heard that. He said, sit down. Me and the guy, we sat down. He said, why me? What about the book? I told him. He was very touched and called Sheyi, Mama Sheyi. He called Sheyi, he said, take this book, put it close to my bed. I will look at it. I promise I will be there, but pray that I have good health and nothing else happens. I will be there. So 2 weeks after, Edgar called me and said, Baba said we should come and see him. Again, he has the same question. Why do you want me to come and launch your book? Baba, there's no greater entrepreneur like you in this country, and I will give you many reasons. So I went ahead on a long journey. I don't want to bore you with it. Edgar was impressed. Everyone was impressed. Okay. Vitalis, come. Put it in the report. Second time again. Then 2 weeks ago, I called my wife. I said, I'm going to Abeokuta. He said, for what to get to see Baba? I said, I said, maybe you have to follow me this time because the way this thing is looking is like I need support. And this time around, I was going alone. Edgar was not going with me. So Baba came out and said, I have told you I will be there. Except pray for good health, I will definitely be there. But Baba is not here. He has read a beautiful story and personally called me to tell me that how bad he felt, because he would have loved to see me sit down with him here today so that the whole world would know that he's my son. I'm his son. I'm very appreciative, Mama, that you are here. I thank you for everything that Baba has done. And to Chief Emeka Anyaoku, I told Edgar, I said, if I meet Emeka Anyaoku, even if he doesn't come, I just want to have a picture with him. So we went there. Edgar said, look, the man not waste time. Oh. If it is 5 o'clock, it is 5 o'clock. So we got there at about 11. Exactly 11 o'clock in the morning. Edgar said, what that door? He opened that door now. And he opened the door, he came, and he offered us coffee. So I was trying to present something, say, leave it. Why are you here? The book? Bring the book. It's more important to me. I want to thank you, sir. To the prince, I was going there. Edgar asked me, what do you want to wear to see the prince? I said, that's not your business. I have gone to research him. So as I was going, I dressed like a prince. I went to his office. We waited for a few minutes, he came. He said, sit down. What is in the book? And I'm very impressed from that day you spoke to me. I had another idea that another book has to come from the discussion I have with you. Why no implementation? And that book is being put together by myself and Professor Gwaki. We are writing a book on implementation action plan. That discussion you had with me has been a problem to me. I have not been sleeping. So if you see me awake, it was a result of your discussion. I want to thank you for making it here today. To General Nwachukwu, when I came here, I met him with a bossa. I said, Edgar, this guy was a military governor. He was a senator. Look at how simple life he lives. Why am I killing myself? The simplicity and everything today is something in life I want to emulate. I want to thank you sincerely for finding me worthy, a son of a carpenter, standing before all of you here at this hour. And to my boss, Otega Emeho, this man is not as simple as you thought. He taught me that a man who wants to make life must be awake early. Otega is somebody in my lifetime I will never, ever forget. He's resourceful. He believes in results. He told me, Austin, come. Everything you like, you talk about poverty, all those that doesn't matter. Results will cancel insults. Sir, I appreciate you, sir. So my wife, who is not a professor, my wife will always tell me, say, unexamined life is not worth living. And if you check the back of the book, I have a quote behind there. If you think you have made life so important today and you never learn and plan ahead, you will still take the back seat. Honey, I love you. And I want to thank you for all that you have done. And to my very good mentors, Tokwe Smart. People always say that Anchor Insurance is a branch of a name. Because I find a mentor in him and I choose him to be my leader. I call him anyhow I like it. If he doesn't pick, I will call and he must speak. If he doesn't pick, I won't stop calling. Because men like these are not easy to come by. His humility is very defining. Thank you very much, sir. Well, I don't want to use the word, I don't know what will happen afterwards, but his discipline, we will say in sociology, smells. And his outfit and the way he has lived his life has been exemplary to me. And I want to also toe that part. So I have many leaders right here present. And to the president of SRIB, thank you, sir, for coming here. And my chairman, I'm a counsel with you, and your leadership has given me a lot of thought. And for CEOs that are here, my former colleagues. And again, I need to say something here about Standard Alliance, about Otega Emeho. We have In this industry, their company has produced over 12 managing directors. It's aggressiveness and resourcefulness that has taught us, and some of us that are here today, Bode Akimboye, my direct boss at the time, Adaobi, Nwakuche, the MD of Veritas, thank you for coming. The MD of Ebelechukwu, MD of Rex, former Royal Exchange, present. These are products of Emeka Ortega. We all work together. We used to share common desk. And today we are different CEO in different organizations. And to my friend and brother, Moruf Akpangba, the MD, somebody who inspired me to become an insurance practitioner. He was working with Emeka, and he drove very sharp car to my house in Ogba, and I said, I want to be like this guy. Where do you work? He said, insurance company. I said, so insurance company can dress this way? I must enter there. But today, he's the MD of NCA, I'm the MD of Anchor Insurance. That's how life is. I don't want to bore you because Abati is waiting. I would just want to say something about my father, who is not here and is dead and not alive today. But he's alive because my elder sister is here, Christiana Showole, Ni Ebuse, and my brothers and sisters. I can't mention everybody here present. The MD of Rasak is here, MD of Lasako, and Tony and Emeka, MD, you are hiding, Health Insurance Brokers. Doesn't like to be mentioned anywhere. And my directors that are here are Anchor Insurance. But I want to say something here that I want all of you to do for me. I need to observe a minute of silence for my father, a minute of silence for the chairman of Anchor Insurance who passed away about 2 weeks ago. That is why he's not here. I know he would have been proud to be here. So I just want us to observe a minute of silence for him and my father. And I will tell you something after that. Thank you very much. May the soul of my father and that of Benudewa rest in perfect peace. Amen. Thank you very much. And I also want to continue in the life of my father. My father said, a man without learning is not courageous. Even if you have courage, you are not courageous enough. Continue learning and relearning and unlearning will always give you that edge above anyone. And that is the reason why I wrote this book. My mom was a petty trader. My father was a carpenter in the school where I was a student at the time. But the people in the student, pupils they call it that time, never knew that man was my father. They will abuse the man to a point that I get angry, but I can't see anything. You hear, man, come and repair this chair. This chair will repair yesterday, don't spoil. I was patient, but I know that one day I will climb and people will also work for me. And these were things that pushed my life to where it is today. When I met Prince Adelusi, at the point I was talking to him, Baba looked at me like this. He was emotional. He tapped me. I saw you. I gave him the story, so many stories that is too long to say here. And it's very transforming to me that I'm talking about entrepreneurship. If you look at the words, entrepreneurial, leadership, and learning, if you don't learn, you will expire. And if you stop learning, there will be cessation in everything you do in life. I will not talk much about the book, but I will tell you why I decided to write the book. My dad will leave his work at 2:30 p.m. after closing from the school, because usually they close before the students. He will get home, no machine that time, bicycle, and will drive his bicycle to the farm. And he will tell us, meet us, wait for us at the junction. We would have closed by 1:30 at that time. He will pick us on the bike. My younger brother, who is in London now, all of us will go to farm. We'll close by 5. Then our friends in the village, they used to laugh at us and call us Okogbo. If you are from Edo State, you are concerned with what Okogbo is. Okogbo means the son of a farmer. A thick farmer who sold industrial, that he does nothing else. All he does is to live in the farm. Oko means like a hut you have in the farm that the person sleeps. By the time we are coming back in the evening, it's already 6 p.m. Sometimes 7 p.m. we get home. We did it for several years. My late uncle came one day and asked me some questions, and I spoke to him. He said, will you like to go with me to Benin City? I said, yes. My father resisted and said he doesn't want his kids to leave. I went to my uncle behind in the night when they were sleeping. I said, Uncle, if you don't take me to Benin before you leave, I will commit suicide. Because I need to see the light. I need to go out. There was something in me that was burning. I left the village and I went to Benin. I wrote exam. I was the only person from my local government who passed that time to Immaculate Conception College, Benin City, where I met Chief Owoba, the representative Oba of Benin. Oba Atokbe, where is he? Has he gone?
He went for small chops.
So these were some of the things that endeared me to talk about entrepreneurship. And my father believed so much in education. I said, son, if I could have my kids go to school, all this pain that I have will all go away. But wherever he is today, he is very proud that those pains have gone. All of us are graduates from a university. I'm a CEO before he died. I was so impressed that he saw me became CEO before he died. And I want to, thank you. And for those, my bosses I met all my life, this is not a speak. I'm not going to talk about the book today. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. My professors, the Vice Chancellor, my supervisor from the university, my colleagues, the Fabulous Five, and all my friends, especially Anchor Insurance, the directors, and please always tolerate me because I always come with my issues. The issues that I have are not many. One is that I want to grow. Two, I want to develop. Three, I want to learn more. So if you come to me, if I see you and I talk to you, I'm inquisitive because I want to know more. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for taking this. Let's all listen about it while I review this book. And this book, I know, will go places. Thank you very much, and God bless all of you.
I expected a louder hand clap. Please be seated. On a lighter note, Hussein, no, you are not coming. You said something about Ikike. Let me correct you properly. You can't say from Benin to Ikike just 2 hours, 30 minutes. Because the last time I got to Ikike, I heard French. Ikike is very close to Cameroon. Do you understand? When I put Ikike in Google said, where are we going? So that's where our boss came from. Give him another round of applause. And did you notice? This one that children of carpenters are becoming very great. I'm beginning to think, I regret why my father didn't go in that trade. Because even Jesus' father was a carpenter. And now Os's father was also a carpenter. Maybe I should be a carpenter so that my children... Ladies and gentlemen, to tell you more about Ikike, there is a law or a quotation in law that says, quid planitor solo sedi. What, more than a clap for me, you know it's here. What it means is that whatever that is found in a parcel of land belongs to the owner of the land. That's why you discover that in Lagos, if you drag land with someone, they will poison one of your leg, and that leg become elephantitis, then the other will become anteloptitis, you understand? It's a little bit different from Benin side. If you drag land with Benin people, they will put sacrifice on top of the land. Then you will decide whether you want to continue or leave the land alone. It's a little bit different from Warri people. Hello? When you drag land with Deltans, especially the Warri folks, they will print your obituary paper and leave it at your door. Hello? When you are coming from work, you will be reading your obituary paper with gratitude to God for a life well spent. Only you go say, when I die. So, ladies and gentlemen, I understand today is Wednesday and a lot of business people are here and we need to go back to work. So I'm going to respectfully invite my MC for the next item. Please give him a round of applause. You just give us 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
We have an order Thank you, Godons. We have an order because we'll be revealing the book, which is the main reason why we are here today. It's difficult for me to protocolize and know this order, but I'll crave your indulgence to forgive me if I err. I would like to invite upstage, in no particular order of preference. I'm trying as much as possible because of the caliber of guests that we have here today. I like the background music, but just make it very low. Please, may I call on Prince Julius Adelusi-Adeluyi. Please come up stage. And also, General Nwachukwu, retired. Sir, please. And also, Chief Emeka Anyaoku, the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. And also the mother of the nation, Mrs. Bola Olusegun Obasanjo, representing her husband, the former president, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let's keep that applause up. The mother of the nation. And indeed, the woman of substance, Naomi, Dr. Naomi, Professor Naomi, Augustine Ebose. And also, Olorogun Otega Emeno, ON. And also the chairman, NIA, that's the Nigerian Insurance Association. Is he still with us? As well as Tope Smart. Mr. Tope Smart, thank you, sir. And indeed, the Vice Chancellor, Bangkok University, Professor Ademola Tayo. Vice Chancellor, Banquet University, Professor Ademola Tayo. Thank you, sir. And also Christy Oshowale, the elder sister. A round of applause for her. Doctor initially introduced her while she was still in the crowd. And also Eddie Efekoa. Eddie Efekoa. The importance of this cannot be overstated. This is a time in history to be remembered for posterity, for us, and for our children's children. Let's have more copies, please. More copies. Let everyone on stage have at least a copy, including myself. More copies, please. Thank you. I'm trying my best to coordinate this the best that I can. It is my singular honor to invite, I think in our parlance we are used to the word excellency. So let me tell that part. Her Excellency, Mrs. Bola Olusegun Obasanjo, representing her husband on this very occasion, to give her remarks. Ma.
Professors, dignitaries, professors, ladies and gentlemen, I am inspired and encouraged. Before I launch this book, please, I want you to listen attentively. I look at everyone radiant, looking so glorious, glory ahead. Please, we need probably, I don't know how far it will go, probably 250 copies. As we are all sitting here, if we should be able to contribute some naira, as you can afford, to impact our youth, we need this book in all universities, secondary school. The principal can read it out to them, study everything, and then, I don't know how we used to call it when I was in school, just to put it together probably in 3 or 4 pages to explain to secondary school and even primary school. But university, let the vice chancellor have this book, then they should put it down that every student, or how do they call them in the university, you must have a copy. If you don't buy it, before you collect whatever you need from that university, you look for money and pay for it. Please, parents, tell your friends, I'm not putting loads on you. Knowledge is power. Readers are leaders. That is our backbone. Please do something. Almighty God will help every one of us to be able to collect money for that 250 copies. And then all the university, because I've been hearing back up, probably you choose somebody to collect the name of vice chancellors of universities in Nigeria. Have the list of them. They should have this book in their school. It's very, very important. You know, my husband is a reader. He reads a lot. Come and see the way he was feeling when he said he won't be able to be here. If he has been here, he will impose something on every one of you to make sure you get this book. You know, Baba, he doesn't mince words at all. Let's do something. Generations to come, they need it. But they can't have it without you having it. We have knowledge, understanding, everything. I know wisdom is from God. But when you read, you learn a lot. Please, let's do something. Help me. Mothers, fathers, help, please. 250 copies. I know you still have to print more of these books to go viral. We need this book for presents, everything. Is going overseas. Òyìnbó kọ́ wa níwèé, àti wá mọ̀ jù wọ́n lọ o. Please, let's do something. God bless you all.
Thank you, Mom. Ladies and gentlemen, with the permission of Her Excellency, the book has been reviewed. In that same light and spirit, may I ask that all our distinguished guests on stage to close the ranks, just so that the cameras are able to have a clear picture with the book, as I invite my senior, Dr. Ruben Abati, who is the reviewer, to join up on stage. Thank you, sir. This is strictly for the consumption of the photographers and the media. I thought we would like to all be standing in honor of this very moment in time where the spirit of entrepreneurship takes lead in our presence today and will be seen for generations to come, for us and for our children and our children's children. Thank you, everyone. We can have our seats now. Thank you. Thank you, our eminence, our seniors, our distinguished guests, the First Lady, the First Mother. And this is also hoping that we will have an opportunity for photo sessions and celebrate this moment.
Okay, thank you so much. As they go down, we'd like Dr. Ruben Abati to please come on stage and do his review. Real quickly, we'd like them to help us put the podium back on so that Dr. Abati can do his review quickly. We'd like to acknowledge Honorable Eniola Adeyemi. Also acknowledge my brother, Sheyi Vodio, and Fashion Mogul is here. Commodore Alaide is also here. Great to have you. So please, can we have some personnel on stage to help us fix the podium so that Dr. Abati can have his review? Can we have some hands on stage to help us carry the podium back so that Dr. Ruben Abati can do his review, please? Can we have some hands on stage? Can we have some hands on stage? Can we have some hands on stage? Thank you. Please, after the pictures, let's be seated as Dr. Ruben Abati goes for his book review. And after his review, we'll have the chief launcher, Otuba Akim Okwala MFR, to get ready for us. Thank you. No, please bring it here. Bring it here. Okay. Doctor, over to you, Dr. Ruben Abati.
Your Excellency, the chairman of this occasion, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, who is ably represented by our mother of the day, Chief Mrs. Obasanjo, Chief Emeka Anyaoku, GCON, Prince Adelusi-Adeluyi, and also General Ike Nwachukwu. Well, I think the bulk of the work has already been done, more or less. If I was over-enjoying myself, I almost forgot that I came here for an assignment because the event was going so well. And also, I think Mama Obasanjo already did the main thing that, needs to be done, which is to remind everyone that your presence here will have served a purpose if you got copies of the book. We have many of these events. People like to show up at book events, but how many of us at the end of the day even bother to read maybe just a chapter of those books? Or even if we manage to buy a copy, we just leave it somewhere. We're too busy to read, and which is why the point that has been made about reading, about literacy, about learning, I think is very important. But the day is fast spent. My review is titled, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, New Knowledge, the Soul of Business. And it's as follows. Dr. Augustine Ebose has taken up in this book a subject that is eminently relatable to students, scholars, and stakeholders in the world of business and policy. And he adopts a theoretical, practical, and anecdotal approach in pushing the proposition that new knowledge is critical to the growth, development, and longevity of not just small and medium-scale enterprises, but life itself. It is difficult to follow the author's argument that the businesses that thrive are those that have imbibed the culture of entrepreneurial leadership and learning orientation, what he calls Ello, E-L-L-O, or a form of creative destruction. That is, the capacity to learn, relearn, and unlearn old and traditional business procedures and strategies. In a world that has gone digital, where change is a constant reality, businesses face a myriad of challenges. So much confounding uncertainty, a problematic business landscape, stiffer competition, and in such a context, making profits is not enough. Even competitiveness is not enough. Leadership is required. What kind of leadership? What kind of managers will be needed to build and position a business for future growth, and how? Are there examples of businesses that succeeded or those that failed? What is new knowledge in SME operations? Ebose argues that, and I quote, "Unless things are done differently, there cannot be progress in the life of a business." Repeatedly doing the same thing through the same process and expecting a different progressive result is a fool's paradise, unquote. It is, he says, quoting Albert Houston, insanity. The author backs up his claim with research, examples, theories, and his own practical experience over a period of 25 years. Businesses that display innovation, creativity, adaptability, goal-oriented learning, ethical leadership, and prioritize long-term sustainability over short-term gains succeed. Those that do not fail, as did Enron Corporation, Theranos, and Wells Fargo. In chapter 2, titled Global Tunnel Data on SMEs, the author, relying on data sourced from various parts of the world, argues further that globally, SMEs make robust contributions to national development and promote value addition. Indeed, they represent the backbone of the global economy. But it is the fact that after COVID-19, the pandemic that deepened global uncertainty, SME growth declined in both developed and developing countries, in addition to other existing challenges that they face. How then do we return this critical engine of growth to the path of renewal? The Nigerian situation is not an exception. SMEs in Nigeria contribute about 48% on average to the national GDP, about 17.4 million enterprises, nearly 90% of activities in the manufacturing sector, and 84% of employment. In other words, this bedrock of the Nigerian economy faces more peculiar challenges than what is observed elsewhere. SMEs in Nigeria have shown a persistent decline. In 2023 alone, over 700 companies had to shut down. Over 335 companies were in distress in 2024. Data don't lie. And I quote Ebose again. He says, when data speaks, the truth becomes obvious. In chapter 3, titled SME's Experience in Nigeria, the author examines the challenges within the Nigerian environment and why small businesses in Nigeria find it difficult to survive beyond 5 years or generate and sustain employment. The clarity of this book's hypothesis makes the author's arguments and prescriptions more compelling, and he sets out his case in chapter 1, titled Entrepreneurial Leadership, where he defines his concept of leadership at great length and with specific examples. An entrepreneurial leader is a man with vision who can create opportunities like Bill Gates and Jack Ma, a man who has a genuine capacity to inspire others, grow, change, and learn from mistakes like Nelson Mandela, a man who is proactive and climbs mountains to see what the future holds like Aliko Dangote, and a bold risk taker like Tony Elumelu. Individuals with vision build and grow organizations, but having acquired a life of their own, organizations must also learn to survive and adapt to changing circumstances. Dr. Ebose provides a practical manual for organizational behavior in the remaining pages of the first chapter. I find particularly instructive his use of the Icarus paradox as a guide for businesses. Students of business management and organizational behavior will find even more instructive his analysis of concepts such as learning orientation, intra-organizational knowledge transfer, goal-oriented learning, and customer orientation. The life wire of every organization in a rapidly changing market space is the entrepreneurial manager who is saddled with managing the intellectual, economic, and spiritual capital of a business. The concept of spiritual capital may sound somewhat arcane, but it appears more understandable when it is realized that the task of the new entrepreneurial manager is to build a team with the right spirit. As Ebose puts it, and I quote him again, it also involves harnessing the various quantities of spiritual capital in the manager and each worker, since some have developed it more than others, and some have spiritual capital of higher quality. Managers and workers have spirits at work. I know, I see the spirits every day. The overall purpose of an organization is efficiency, quality, and effectiveness. But this will require new knowledge, because old knowledge is constantly giving way, and so businesses must transform, and the worker must be a knowledge worker who in a digital era must acquire and master new tools, shed old habits, and a fixed mindset. In chapter 6, the author provides a theoretical basis for these submissions, selecting from the literature what he considers best suited for the Nigerian context, namely Fiedler's contingency leadership style and the human capital theory, on the basis of which he constructs a theoretical model. This chapter is certainly not meant for the general reader. Whereas this section of the book may sound overly academic, the very next chapter is a practical application of the author's hypothesis as he reports the findings of a diagnostic study of SMEs that he conducted in the southwest states of Nigeria: Lagos, Ogun, Ekiti, Osun, Oyo, and Ondo. The southwest is Nigeria's commercial hub with the highest number of SMEs in the country. The findings, duly reported, reaffirm the book's major arguments. In the remaining chapters, Dr. Ebose draws conclusions and offers guidelines when he asks, what next? The guidelines are for those business leaders who wish to leverage insights from the book to develop strategies that align with the unique needs and challenges of their organizations. Academic researchers and commentators who can collaborate with industry stakeholders to provide more knowledge and training, government agencies responsible for SME development and support, industry regulators, and SME owners and managers. First, the author identifies his own target audience, in addition to the general reader for whom this book provides a trove of carefully researched information about the value of entrepreneurial leadership, foresight, and learning orientation. But perhaps what is more important are the 5 possible policy options that can boost SMEs' outcomes globally. It seems to me that for the Nigerian context, a primary option should be the deepening of formal entrepreneurial training in the school curriculum at the secondary and tertiary levels. The Nigerian educational curriculum requires a rethinking away from rote learning and the objective of passing examinations and the grading of scripts to instill entrepreneurial behavior. This will probably address the challenge of a disconnected school-to-work transition that the country faces. The job-seeking fixed mindset of the average Nigerian graduate requires entrepreneurial leadership even at the personal level. Ebose's concepts may be targeted at business growth and survival, but there are also concepts that are applicable to the realities of practical living. beyond the provision of an enabling environment and the creation of a favorable legal environment for entrepreneurship, there may also be a need for a rigorous audit system, especially as many SMEs, given the deprivation in the country, are at best special purpose vehicles for other targets outside of business. What this reviewer finds even more inescapable is a practical logicality of the author's central argument. In a world that is in a permanent state of flux, the future has become unpredictable. It is unknown. And those who can survive and adapt to what Alvin Toffler refers to as future shock, that's the title of a 1970 book, are those who are prepared for the inevitability of too much change, which becomes the new way of life. Before the 19th century, for example, all written materials had to be produced by hand. Samuel Clemens, renamed Mark Twain, a child of the Industrial Revolution, an author of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and Life on the Mississippi, was the first author to write a book using a typewriter. Mark Twain had a love-hate relationship with a typewriter, but by the 20th century, the computer had replaced the typewriter. Many companies had to lay off those old school secretaries who typed for the author and had expertise in shorthand. Their skills became obsolete as everyone who had something to write now used the computer. Once upon a time, businesses employed persons who managed the telephone exchange for external communication purposes. Such skills have become obsolete with the digitalization of processes and everyone having access to a phone or a computer. Technology has transformed how businesses are processed and actualized. What is required is the awakening that this book projects. With artificial intelligence entering the market space, with the transition to electric vehicles and new technologies, the only manager of the future is a manager with the capacity to adapt to the new age. Does this book create new knowledge? Yes, it does. For those who need to learn, those who know already and need to relearn, and those who think that they know, but who need to unlearn old knowledge that limits their entrepreneurial ability. New knowledge, as the author concludes, is the soul of SME outcomes. This is a well-researched, well-presented book written in elegant prose. Dr. Ebose demonstrates a masterly familiarity with the literature in the subject area, making this a useful book for both researchers and other readers as well. The word compelling is misspelled as compiling at page 29. And the phrase corporate organizations is presented twice as cooperate organizations and cooperate world at page 40. Otherwise, the editing is clean, the presentation is reader-friendly. It is therefore, without any reservations whatsoever, that I enthusiastically recommend this book for your attention and reading pleasure. Thank you.
A big round of applause for Doctor once again. Dr. Ruben Abati is a skilled out at book reviewing, goodness me. And God knows how many great books that have done the shelves that he has reviewed. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you for your cerebral deck. And thank you for your sacrifice for making it here. And Doctor, thank you particularly for honoring us with your presence today. We really appreciate you. We'll quickly go to the book launch. We want Otuba Akim Okunola MFR, to come say something as the chief launcher when he comes forward. Then we want Professor Naomi Asega-Ebuzi to get ready for appreciation and closing remarks. Do we have Otuba Akim Okunola here with us? Do we want him? Do we have him? Okay. A big round of applause for him as he comes forward to have few remarks as the chief launcher. And please also look at this. See, we also need to be able to sell books. The reason why we're here is to sell books. So look at this. Please, if you have made any payments to Dr. Ebozi or Augustine Osega's bank account, kindly send a proof of payment to Ozi via WhatsApp. And please, you must not leave here without dropping something for the book. It's really important. Do we have Otumba Akim Okwala? Otumba Akim Okwala, MFR, is he here with us? Okay, he's not here with us. So we'll just call on Miss Professor Naomi Eboze. Okay, Ajibola Bisiriu. Is he here? Ajibola Bisiriu? Okay. Oh, okay. Good. So, make the introductions here.
Good afternoon, all. All protocols duly observed. Unfortunately, the chief launcher, Otumba Habib, is not here, but he sent a message through me. Habib is launching this book with a sum of 20 million naira. $10 million naira for himself and 10 million naira from his friends. Thank you.
What a great way to set the ball rolling. Other collections will be made. Please, the launching is on. And please, just buy anything you want to send. Just say straight ahead. Before I call on Professor Naomi Osaga Eboze to come forward, the only time you can come and collect the mic from me now is if you are launching with a sum of 30 million naira. If you are not beating what the person has done, don't come. Can I continue? I should continue. Okay, we call on Professor Naomi Osaga Eboze to please come and give us appreciation and closing remarks. Thank you. Big round of applause. You can still call me. I know you are looking if FIRS is around. The tax people are not here. Don't worry.
Wow. I want to acknowledge Mama, here representing the former president of Nigeria. Thank you, Ma. Chief Emeka Anyaoku, GCON, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. General Ike Nwachukwu, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Prince Julius Adelusi-Adeluyi, thank you, sir. For everyone who has come here today, captains of industry, the supportive and indefatigable staff of Anchor Insurance, I acknowledge you. I acknowledge family and friends who have come today. Indeed, Ello launch is a dream come true. On behalf of Dr. Austin Osera Eboze, we acknowledge and thank you very much. We wish you journey mercies even as you go back. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Let us all celebrate good times. Thank you for your great work, Dr. Eboze. Another book definitely to come. Thank you, everybody, for coming here. God bless you. Please, let's hug, let's make merry, and let's buy books, most importantly. And once you buy them, scan and as much as possible. So we'll also do photographs, please. We'll get photograph sequencing. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so Babcock family want to take photos with the celebrant of today and the author. So you can just pull him aside.
Please, Dr. Ebose, we would like you to take some picture. Your Babcock family want to take with